Mzube.
Morning, Chair.
Good morning, Mr. Behari.
Good morning, Chair, Commissioners.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, before we begin, we had stopped at PN 19, which is PN 19 from Mr. Ngqiza's statement, which was the IPID response letter. But just before we deal with that, there's some housekeeping. A document has been added to the supplementary bundle. I have discussed it with Mr. Behari and given him an opportunity to consider the document, and he has done so. And that document appears in the supplementary bundle at pages 87 to 91, 86 to 91. It is an email trail with a draft document attached to it, Chair. We'll deal with it in Mr. Behari's evidence shortly. '86 to 91 supplementary bundle. Mr. Behari, we, as I said, we were busy with PN 19, which was the 13 December 2023 letter addressed to IPID, which you had indicated in your evidence had not been sent to IPID. Do you recall that?
I do.
And Commissioner Baloyi had dealt with some aspects of...
Just a moment. Do you see that we are struggling to find our files? Just bear with us.
My apologies,
Sorry about that. It's supplementary bundle page?
Page 86 to 91. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, this was the IPID response, which you had indicated was not actually sent to IPID. If we can go to your statement, which is at paragraph 181, where you deal with this aspect. On page 30, we can start on 179 on page 37, which is the alleged improper involvement in the draft response to IPID dated 13 December 2023.
That's correct.
Sorry, which bundle are we looking?
His witness statement, Commissioner Baloyi, page 37.
Mr. Behari's.
Yes, Mr. Behari's statement.
Okay, and paragraph?
Where he, page, paragraph 179, where he deals with the alleged improper involvement in the draft response to IPID dated 13 December 2023.
Thank you.
Now, we'll deal with the contents of the letter later, but at 179, you deal with what the allegation is against you, that the letter was improperly disputing IPID's findings relating to alleged fraud and corruption, and that the allegation is that that conduct was unauthorized or intended to mislead, which you deny. I'm interested in dealing with paragraphs 181, 182, 83 and 84, which I discussed with you just before we convened here today. At 181, you say the city manager requested that the Legal Services Department to prepare a draft response acknowledging receipt of the report and addressing certain technical issues that IPID had not clarified, and then you deal with what those issues were. And at 182, you say, I initiated the drafting of a preliminary internal response. The draft was intended for the city manager's consideration and was not intended to be finalized or dispatched until IPID clarified certain outstanding matters, as Mr. Osborne Kani promised to respond when he received instructions from the DPP. Then at 183, the draft stated that aspects of the report were vague, pending prosecutorial decisions, and that the city required clarity before taking further administrative steps. It did not reject IPID's findings in their entirety, nor did it attempt to shield any official from accountability. And then 184, which is the paragraph that I want to stress. Importantly, the letter was never sent to IPID. It remained an internal draft and was withheld precisely because the city had not yet received the necessary clarifications from IPID regarding the confidentiality classification of the report and the prosecutorial status of certain matters. Now, you will recall that yesterday in the supplementary bundle, I had informed the commissioners that an additional document is to be added. And if we can go to that bundle, supplementary bundle, page 84. This is a document, an email that the commission obtained from the city. And it was from Ms. Naika. And it is an email from you on Thursday, the 7th of December, 2023, to Ms. Naika, no subject, and it says, "Hi Linda, please see revised letter for MMC. Advocate Zulu will submit comprehensive report later." And then if we go to page 85, there was an attachment, a Word attachment. That Word attachment had this one-pager which said draft for MMC, and it had the details of the recipients that the letter was being addressed to, being the Director of Investigations and Information Management of IPID and Mr. Zulu, Senior Investigator IPID. And the subject is Boksburg CAS 262/03/2023. Corruption, fraud, and corruption. It's got a CCN number and it says Julius Dr. Mkwanazi. Now, if you look at that first page and you then go to PN19, which is an attachment to Mr. Ngqiza's statement. It's page 344 of his bundle, PN19. Please read it.
The supplementary bundle talks to a document. I refer to your memorandum, 1 September 2023, addressed to the Chief of Police, Ekurhuleni Metropolitan Department. This report was submitted to me during a meeting called at the Office of the Executive Mayor. Despite the manner of your approach being irregular, having excluded the HOD, HR, and city manager as accounting officer, I nonetheless received the report and annexes. It's the same that's contained in the 344, which is
Yes. And it says, "I have since referred the report for consideration and implementation of the findings." So this document, that one-pager, was sent to the MMC, and that MMC would be Masuku, isn't it? Community Safety.
That's correct.
Now, your evidence was that this document, PN19, was an internal document intended only to be for internal purposes. Did you consider MMC Masuku to be part of the internal process?
Not at that stage, ma'am. MMC Masuku would have been then, the internal would have been for us at legal. But MMC Masuku is overall, because she's overall in charge. Then she would be then, apart from legal, she would be the next link, yes.
Okay. Then there's another document on page 86, and then I'll ask you to address the commissioners on your version in your affidavit. Page 86 is another email which we've just included in the bundle this morning and which I discussed with you. It's an email from Ms. Linda Naika on the 30th of November 2023, and it's addressed to Keletso and to Maureen. You are CC'd, one of the people that are CC'd on this letter. And the subject says forward draft response, and it says, Dear Keletso/Maureen, reference is made to the meeting held with EM and MMC, amongst others, on 09/12, which I assume to be the 12th of September. Attached hereto is the draft to be placed on MMC's letterhead, followed by her signature and transmitted to the addressee. There was an attachment, and if you go to the attachment, it's the next page, page 87.
That's
The
correct.
top of the page says draft for MMC. It has the addressees being the two IPID representatives, and it has the exact same subject matter as PN 19, which you said was an internal document not intended to be sent. And so if we go then to page 91, we extracted the properties of the file to see who the author was, and it has your name there as the author of this document. Now, having regard to this email and this letter, which I submit to you, the letter from page 87 to 90 is the identical letter to what is PN 19, but for the signatures at the end. On page 90, there are no signatures, and on your document, which you said was never sent, is the signature of your two juniors, that this document was intended to be sent by the MMC to IPID. And we know that it was never sent, but the intention was for it to be sent based on the email that we have. In light of that, do you want to reconsider your version in your statement where you say that it was never intended to go out?
Yeah, I think if I have to look at these paragraphs 182 to 184, and in light of the additional information provided this morning, there was always an intention to send out a report to the IPID. At that stage, I received a report from the divisional heads to say it was never sent to us. But clearly the intention, as you point out now, and having looked at the matter, was clearly a document in its final form, which could have went from the city side or from our side to the city manager, to MMC, and MMC to IPID. Yes, I will accept that.
You will accept what?
I'm accepting that it is a document that was ready in its stage to be sent out externally.
I think we want you to accept more than that, that your version from paragraph 182 to 184 is false.
I'm not sure if it's to the extent of false, ma'am, but I'm saying that before I came to the commission, I ascertained from my divisional heads, did the document go out, and we were told no, but you're correct in terms of what is being said now, because on the 30th,
Mr. Bahari, just look at paragraph 184 of your statement, page 38. It remained an internal draft and was withheld precisely because the city had not yet received the necessary clarification from IPID. It wasn't withheld, it was sent to the MMC to append her signature and put it on her letterhead. How do you reconcile that with being withheld? All that you knew was that it was never sent. But the intention on the 9th of November, when that email is sent, is for the letter to be sent.
the intention on the letter of the 30th or the email from Linda Naika was to say to the intention to be sent, I agree. So when you say it was false, I mean, that is where I'm trying to reconcile myself in terms of, importantly, if I look at 184, importantly, the letter was never sent to IPID. It remained an internal draft, and now when I look at it, but it was, if I correlate it back to the letter or the email of the 30th of November, clearly the intention was to send it. So, let me make the concession, say, okay, it was contrary to that. If it's false, in terms of what I said in 184, I accept that. Yeah, I'll accept it from there.
And then paragraph 185 of your statement, the allegation that the draft represented an official stance by the city is incorrect. It isn't incorrect. That was a position that was the official stance by the city, because it gets sent to the MMC to put on her letterhead, to sign and to send to IPID. That must be their official position.
I agree.
Now, you obviously were aware of these emails because you copied in on that email that I had shown you. Why did you not address that in your statement at the time when you were preparing this?
At the time of preparation of the statement, the last conversation I had was with my divisional heads, and they confirmed that the document had not gone out. I did not have these documents. I could not access these documents, and hence I would have probably put that in my statement had I had access to that, because as at the 2nd of December, when I received these documents, the statements, and all of the evidence bundles, I tried to access all my emails, and I couldn't get access to this because there was an incident where my emails were being deleted. But I don't want to make too much on that issue. This year, as I've seen it now, I accept that it's a document generated by myself, and it had, so I didn't have insight into this when I did my statement.